Hello, hi everyone. I'm Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So, hi everyone. I hope you are able to see me. Today we are going to start Apex programming. So, I hope you are ready for that. And I'm your host and speaker, or you can say trainer for this session. So, I will be delivering today like what is introduction to Apex, right? So I will be waiting for more folks to join, and then we'll be starting. So hello and welcome everyone. So first phase of this bootcamp is completed. So we discussed about like admin, we discussed about flows. So basically now we are going to start development, and we'll be first learning Apex. So all the things related to Apex like trigger, test classes, asynchronous Apex, and then after that we'll be starting Lightning Web Component. So just wanted to know whether you are able to listen me properly. Is my voice clear to you, everyone? Just post a message in the chat so that I can see whether you are able to listen me properly or not. So just post a message in the chat so that I can know like whether you are able to listen me properly. Okay, so I hope everybody is able to listen me properly. I just read your response, and now I'm going to start with today's session. So first of all, welcome everyone, and like you can see, phase two of this admin project is getting, sorry, this Salesforce Bootcamp is starting, and in this session we are going to learn about development, right? So I can see many folks are new to this development project. They were development bootcamp. They were waiting when I will be starting Apex programming. So for them, I am going to introduce myself again. So you can see. First of all, I want to express gratitude to all my viewers and subscribers. And you can see this beautiful picture. So basically, I am based out of Jaipur, which is located in India, and it is very beautiful city which is also known as Pink City. So I am from Jaipur, India. I just want to know from which location you are joining this bootcamp. So quickly post your location in the chat so that we can know like from which locations people are joining this bootcamp. So I'm going to share this screen as well, where we can see live chat and like viewers count. So just paste your location in the chat so that I can know from which location you are joining the bootcamp, and uh, please try to find out like whoever is joining from your location as well. So quickly post your location in the chat so that everybody know from which location of the whole world people are watching or learning Salesforce. So here you can see numbers are growing, and I'm very happy like people from all over the world joining this bootcamp. So I can see people are joining from Indore, Mumbai, Bangalore, Haryana, Hyderabad, USA, West Bengal, Bangalore, Pune, Andhra Pradesh, again USA, Mumbai, Nagpur, Delhi, Varanasi, so Ranchi as well, Bhopal. So I can see from different locations of India is covered, and I can see few folks are from USA as well, and yeah, I can see few people are from Rajasthan as well, from where I am actually. So from UP, Andhra Pradesh, so Odisha, Vishakhapatnam. People are from Turkey as well. So this is very great to hear, like people from all over the world joining this bootcamp. So I can see Paridhi is from Jaipur. Welcome. Sachin is from Germany, Nizamabad. So lots of people are joining. So now after this, I just want to know like what kind of audience I have. So here in this slide, you can see you just need to post two things so that I can plan my sessions accordingly. So I just want to know whether you are a student or fresher. If you're a student or fresher, from which college or university you are graduated, or if you are working as a professional, so in which company you are working. So I just want to know your profession so that I can plan my sessions accordingly, right? So please post your profession, like if you are fresher or student, from which college you graduated, or if you are a professional working in a company, like you recently joined a company, or you are 1 or 2 year experience folks. So with which company you are located. So just want to know. So please write the name of college or university as well as company, so that you also get to know from which location or from which college or university you are passed out, or from which company you are associated and joining this bootcamp. So please post this information, so we can see lots of people are joining. And like in this live session, I can see more than 200 concurrent viewers are available. And if you like these bootcamp sessions, so please like the video, so that more and more people get motivated and they can learn Salesforce. So I can see people are from different background available. So I can see some professionals, some students, some freshers. People are joining from different companies like TCS, Tech Mahindra. I can see Career Gap folks as well. I can see Capgemini folks, Tavant, some freshers. I can see professionals from India Mart, professionals from Accenture. So like I'm having mixed audience in this bootcamp, so that is very great. So I will be plan my sessions accordingly, so that beginners as well as intermediate folks will be benefited with this bootcamp, right? So keep on posting your location, whether you are a student or fresher or professional, or you are associated with which college, university, or company, so that everybody get to know with which location, college, university, or company you are, right? So now I want to introduce myself. So I am Sanjay Gupta, and like from January, I am doing this bootcamp totally free for the Salesforce and Trailblazer community, because I can see in this job market or in this Salesforce ecosystem, many people want to move, but they don't have proper guidance, they don't have proper learning. And if they want to learn, so they are being charged with a lot of amount. So I just wanted to bridge that gap, and want to provide some learning totally free of cost, so that if you are not able to pay huge amount to the organization, so you can just upskill your knowledge. So I'm founder, instructor, and career coach at Sanjay Gupta Tech School, which is my own venture. And I worked in Salesforce, I worked in Traction on Demand, I worked in Aperio, which was part of Wipro. So in totality, I have 16 plus years of experience. I have mixed experience. So I taught 10 years in technical. I taught 10 years technical education in industry as a professor, and from last 6 years, I'm working in IT industry. I worked as a developer. Currently, I'm working as a manager and trainer as well. So I have mixed kind of experience. I have teaching as well as IT industry experience. So this makes me more powerful as compared to other instructors, because I know what to teach because of IT experience. I know how to teach because of education industry experience. So this is a mix of both, and this makes me powerful. And you can see from last 2 months, I'm helping students, freshers, and professionals, so that they can ramp their career in Salesforce ecosystem. Prior to that, I created lots of videos, more than 300 recorded videos, and those I created in last 3 years, and those are totally available freely on YouTube, right? So this is me. Now moving forward, so now coming on to the session. So we get to know each other. Now let's get started with the actual session, because my nature is I don't waste much time on these discussions. I just come to the point very quickly, right? So here you can see from last 2 months, those who are joining these sessions regularly, they are following these virtual learning best practices. So just focus on all the live sessions. All the sessions will be live, delivered by me only, and you can take proper notes for future reference, and you can ask doubt after the session. So basically I have divided my session into two parts. First I will be explaining all the things, and then I do Q&A session so that I can answer all the questions. And don't miss any session, because all the topics are connected. Practice each session, because I have exercise sheet as well. So for each day I provide exercise sheet, like a bunch of question. Those you can practice at your own. And we have a Telegram group as well, where people are discussing those doubts. And if you have any doubt during practice, so you can ask in the YouTube comment section, and you can join the Telegram group. And that Telegram group link is available in the description of this video. So from there you will be able to join, and keep doing all the things every day, so that you can build strong foundation, so that you can have a job. If you already have job, that is very good, so that you can strengthen your skills, right? So this is my favorite slide, and throughout the bootcamp I am following this. So first word says consistency, right? So I am consistent throughout this bootcamp, and from last 2 months I have delivered total 31 sessions. Every week I am doing live and free sessions, and I will continue this throughout the year. So I just announced these sessions will be for 6 months, but later 6 months I will be doing all the cloud related sessions. Those I know. And like you can see, you also need to follow. Consistency is the key. So you just need to do regular practice. And how you can do that regular practice, so I have created a exercise sheet. So I will be sharing that sheet link in the chat as well later on. If you want to see that, so this link is available in the description of the video. So from there you can have that sheet, right? So for me, consistency is the key. If you follow everything on regular basis, so you will be able to learn the things, right? So I'm here with you so that you can follow proper schedule. I will be available every week, 3 to 4 days, 3 to 4 sessions I will be doing, so that you can understand the things. So moving forward, here you can see I am spending 1 hour 30 minutes in each session. So initial 50 to 60 minutes I do topic explanations and demo, and later 30 to 40 minutes I do Q&A. So I try to cover as many questions as I can, right? So here, here you can see at two places you can ask questions. You can ask questions in the comment sections of YouTube videos, and the self-help group is becoming more popular. So if you join this self-help group, so you can see more than thousands candidates are part of that group, and they are learning on daily basis. So if you are not member of that group, you can just join that. And this is our Salesforce development bootcamp timeline. So last 2 weeks were related to flows. If you missed, you can go and learn about flows. And this week I'm going to explain all the things related to Apex. So initially I decided to do Apex session for 1 week, but when I gone through all the sessions related to admin and flow, I realize there are many folks who are freshers. They don't know much about coding. They are from non-tech background. They are from different engineering branches. So I just decided to do Apex sessions for 3 weeks, so that we can understand each and every aspect in detail, right? So next this week and upcoming 2 weeks are dedicated for Apex, and then we'll be picking about learning about Apex trigger, right? So if you want to, this slide is also important, so I would prefer do it right away. So whatever platform you use frequently, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram or Telegram, just search Sanjay Gupta Tech School there, and you can just follow me there, so that you can receive all the notifications, right? I am sending notifications on daily basis whenever there is session. So you can just follow me or my organization on these platforms so that you can receive the notifications, right? So many folks scroll Instagram on regular basis, so you can just follow me there. If you use Telegram frequently, you can follow it. If you use like you are professional, you are using LinkedIn on daily basis, you can follow me there. And YouTube, you have to follow because all the sessions I'm doing on YouTube. So just share this information with everybody. And here you can see on my channel, C, C++, Java, Salesforce admin and development content is already available. And I'm doing these sessions live for everybody. And my upcoming courses will be Salesforce Cloud, Cybersecurity, DevOps, Data Science, and Web Development. And when in which Cybersecurity Bootcamp I will be starting from next month, right? So I won't be delivering my friend who is expert in cybersecurity. So we both will be available with you, and we'll try to do that boot camp together, right? So have an eye on that boot camp. So it will be starting mid of April. Okay, so after this, lots of content that I explained to you. Now coming on to the main topic, right? So this is our first session related to Apex. So I will be giving brief introduction to Apex. So initial slides will be having some theoretical content. Those I will be explaining little bit, and then I will be doing some hands-on as well. So you guys, if you are following me on regular basis, so many folks know me like first I explain the concept, and then I immediately jump to demonstration, so that if we do some demonstration, so we understand it well. So I just recalled a quote right now. So there are three lines which are very important that everybody needs to know. So what we listen, we forget. So what we listen, we forget. What we write, we remember. And third is what we do, we understand. Right? So if we do more, we will be understanding more. So that's why all the sessions are morely focused on demo. Right? So let's understand what Apex is quickly, and then I will be doing some demonstration, right? So I am just shifting me on the top so that you can see the content properly, because content is important as compared to me. So if we talk about Apex, so first thing that you need to understand, Apex is basically object oriented programming language, right? So in object oriented programming, basically we use classes, interfaces, and inheritance, right? We like if I compare Apex, so it is basically similar to Java. So whatever syntax we have in Java, so similar syntax we follow in Apex as well, right? So you might be thinking whether I will be starting Apex sessions from the very beginning. Will I be explaining all the key concepts of object oriented programming? So my answer will be yes, right? So next point says strongly typed. So it validates references to objects at compile time. So now we need to understand what is compile. So whenever you write any code, right, so you will be saving that code, and at the time of saving it will be converted into binary, and all the errors will be checked at that time. So that process is basically known as compilation. So if you have any error, so at the time of compilation you will see that error, and if you remove that error, you will be able to save your code, otherwise not, right? Next is integrated with the database. So this is also important. So as you know, in Salesforce, we have a database which we create with the help of admin features. So basically in Apex, you can fetch all the records and their fields as well. So whatever data you create in your Salesforce org, that you can access in the Apex, and you can modify that as well with the help of Apex. So we'll see how we will be able to do that. Then next is enable developers to add business logics. So if you have attended all the sessions related to Flow, so in Flow what happens, we implement logic. We implement logic without code, but here in Apex you will be writing logic with the help of code, Okay, so there is no point and click. You just need to write everything through your hands. And to add business logics to system events, button clicks, related record updates, visual force pages, and lightning component. So initially you will see these terminologies are difficult if you are a beginner, but as you attend all the sessions, you will be understanding everything in detail. And one can call Apex code through web service request and triggers on objects, right? So this is basic, like if someone asks what Apex is, so these points you can explain to the interviewer. Now, if I move forward, so these are few more points which are related to Apex. So it is integrated. It provides built-in support for common Lightning platform EDMs. Easy to use because it is similar to Java. Data focused because you can perform all the operations with the help of database. And if your operation is failing, you can roll back all the things, right? Rigorous, strongly typed language that uses direct reference to schema objects such as object and field APIs. So if you remember, whenever we create any object or field, so we provide a unique name that is known as API, right? So those you will be using directly in your Apex classes. Then it is hosted, so it is executed and controlled entirely by the Lightning platform, so you don't need to install any other software. So we have integrated environment that we can use to write Apex code. Then it is part of multi-tenant environment, so Apex basically runs in multi-tenant environment like rest of the Lightning platform. So multi-tenant environment means things which we are using are shared, right? So if you are using any org, so you are seeing it from the front end, but in backend it is basically sharing the resources which are shared by other users as well, right? So that we can optimize our resources, and if you are not using the entire resource, so that doesn't go waste. So that is basically multi-tenant environment and easy to test. So in Apex, basically we write Apex test classes. So basically it is easy to write, and it is basically versioned, so one can save Apex code against different versions. So different versions are available. So whenever there is any update, so different version will be available. So these are some features related to Apex. Then Apex is included in these editions, right? So these are simple names. So we are right now using developer edition, but in different editions it will be used, right? And these are the features. So just go through all the points. If someone asks like where we can use or when you can use Apex, so these are the points where you will be able to use the Apex. So just go through all the points, and I hope you can understand these points clearly. So for web and email service, for complex validations, for complex business logic, and if you want to create custom logic, custom means through code, and if you want to perform any operations whenever record is created, updated, or you are deleting any record, so and regardless like it is originated in UI, Visual Force, or from API. So these are the points which says when Apex, like use Apex when you want to perform these operations, right? Now, these are the features that we are going to discuss in the sessions. So I will show you how we can create classes, how we can create interfaces, collections, then objects, array, expressions, variables, and constant, then conditional statements. Then we'll discuss about loops. And here you can see it is cloud dev, as it is stored, compiled, and executed in the cloud. So everything, whatever you will be writing, it will be available on cloud. So you can access your org from anywhere, and all the code will be available there. And we use triggers to call the methods. We use database statements to query and search data, transactions and rollback. So if you perform any operation, so that is basically known as a transaction. If it is fails, so that is basically known as rollback operation. Then we have global access modifier here, which is more permissive than public. So in other languages we have public and private. So here we have global as well, and versioning of custom code, right? So Then we have development tools. So initially we will be using developer console, and later in the bootcamp we will be using Visual Studio Code as well, right? So for beginner, developer console is good because you are learning from the beginning. So you should know the basic features of Apex, because if you are using Visual Studio Code, so that can be difficult for the beginners. So we'll be using developer console. Then one more thing that you need to remember, Apex is a case insensitive language. So there are two types of languages. One is case sensitive and one is case insensitive. So in case sensitive, basically what happens, you need to focus on uppercase and lowercase. Both are treated as separately. So if you have heard about C, C++, Java, so these are case sensitive language. If you have worked on JavaScript, so that is also case sensitive. But Apex is case insensitive, which is similar to HTML. So if you write something in uppercase or lowercase, so that doesn't make a difference. Both will be considered as same. But you need to follow the case sensitive nature, because later on you will be learning Lightning Web Component, and Lightning Web Components are basically implemented with the help of JavaScript, and JavaScript is purely case sensitive. Now, we need to understand what object-oriented programming is. So basically, I already told you Apex is an object-oriented programming language. And now we need to understand what object is. So basically, object is a real-world entity or problem, right? So object can be anything which exists in the world, right? So all the physical entities which are available in the world, those are object. So I will take an example as well. Like I will show you how in real life that object look like and how programmatically you can implement. So if you want to represent object logically, so for that we implement a class in Apex, right? And class basically forms base for object oriented programming. So a class is a collection of variables and methods, and variables are basically known as attributes and properties of an object, whereas methods are known as behaviors, right? And once class is created, then we can use it as a data type to create an instance, right? So this is the summary. Now, before we go through that summary again about object-oriented programming, just read the slide, right? So it will guide you the difference between real-world problem and how that real-world problem we will be implementing with the help of class. So let's say I have a object that is rectangle, right? Rectangle is an object, and rectangle basically has two attributes, length and breadth, right? And if we want to calculate area and perimeter, so these will be known as behaviors. Okay, now if I relate it to class, how you will be creating the class. So your class name will be rectangle, and your attributes will be treated as variable. Variable basically we use in programming where we can store some data, and methods are the operations, or you can see behaviors that we will be implementing. So actual business logic we will be implementing in the methods, right? So this is the blueprint of the class, how you can implement it. So this is high level design of the class. And if you want to see how actually in programming you will see implementation of class, so it is the actual code that we'll be writing in the Apex. So just go through it, and here you can see we have public class rectangle. So rectangle is basically name of the class. Then we have two variables which are of type integer, length and breadth. If you want to store decimal point value, so you can use decimal as well. And then we have two methods. Here you can see first method is area and second method is perimeter, right? And in area we have some parameters as well. So this is basically syntax of class, and I will be implementing this in today's session in front of you so that you can understand it clearly. So if I go back to the slides again, now you will be having better understanding of this. So just go through this. Here you can see a class is a collection of variable and methods. So we already saw this. Variables are attributes and properties, and methods are behavior. So this we already see. And once class is created, so you can use it as a data type to create an instance. So if I go forward, so here you can see how you can create instance of the class. Okay, so we have class name. So if you have rectangle class created, so this way you can see the example, rectangle is the class name, then we need to define an instance, so it is record, and then after new, again you will be writing class name, and then parenthesis you need to define, right? So this way we need to follow this syntax if you want to create instance of the class. Okay. So now we need to get familiar with the developer console where we will be implementing actual code, and we'll be working with anonymous window first, and then I will show you how we can implement the class. Okay, so here I'm just going to jump on the Salesforce org. So what I'm doing, let me just shift my display. Okay, so now you will be able to see it clearly. So here under top right corner where we have this gear icon from where we open the setup. So here you can see we have developer console, right? If you click on this developer console, so you will be able to see this UI. So this is basically a developer console. I am going to zoom it so that you can see it clearly. So this is our developer console, which is basically known as integrated development environment. So you don't need to install any software if you want to practice Apex programming, right? So here what you can see, we have file. Then from here we can create new resource. We can open existing resources. Then other menus are available, which we will be using time to time, right? Now, if you want to do some programming in this IDE, so how you will be doing that? So here, if you go to debug, so here we have this option, open execute anonymous window, right? So if you click on this, so you will see, so I'm just going to show you it on full screen. So if I zoom in now, so here you can see this is our anonymous window where you can write your Apex code. Okay, so whatever code you want to write, you can write here directly without creating any class, right? So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to write integer, and then I'm creating some variable. So let's say I'm creating x equals to 5, y equals to 6, and then z, right? So here integer is the data type, and x, y, z are variables. So integer is data type, and x, y, and z are variables. Okay, now if you want to perform some operation on this, so this way you will be doing. So we are just adding x and y, and the result will be available under the z variable, right? Now what we need to do, whatever result we have under this z variable, we want to display it. So to display the values, what you will be doing, you will be using this system.debug statement, right? Here you can write sum equals to and then plus z. So here also you need to understand whatever you want to display as is, so that you need to enclose in single quotes, right? And okay, yeah, I mistakenly provided semicolon here. It should be comma, right? So here you can see sum equals to is available in single quotes, and here after that plus and then z. So this is like similar to constant. It will display as is, and z will be displaying its value on the as the output, right? So after implementing this, so here you can see at bottom we have these buttons. So these buttons are execute and execute highlighted. So if you want to execute all the statements, so you will be clicking on execute. If you want to execute few lines, let's say you have 10 lines written here and you want to run only 2-3 lines, so you can select them and click on execute highlighted. And if you want to open the logs where you can see the results, so you can just check this checkbox. Okay, so I want to run all the statements, so I am just clicking on execute, and you will see logs will be opened automatically. And here we have this option debug only. If I click on this, so here I can see the sum, right? Now if you want to open it again, so here you can see shortcut is Control E. So if I press Control E, so this anonymous window will be opened automatically. Now, if you uncheck this and by mistake, if it is unchecked and you clicked on execute, how to open the logs? So here you can see logs are available. This tab is available. So the latest one is unread. So I'm just double clicking on it. So it will be opened, and here you can see debug only will show the system.debug result. Okay, so this way you can just use this anonymous window. So here you can write code directly. You don't need to write any Apex class. So you will receive your results automatically. Right? Now, if we go further, so now we need to understand how we can create class and method in Apex. Okay, so I'm just removing this anonymous window. So why we don't prefer this anonymous window? Because whatever code you write here, it won't be saved. If you log out, whatever code is written over here, it will be removed. So what we can do, instead of writing code in anonymous window, we can just create a class. So click on File, New, and then select Apex class. Here you need to write the name. So the example which I'm going to implement right now, it is based on rectangle. So I will be creating a rectangle class. Okay, so here you can see public class rectangle. This is available automatically. So class is a keyword that is fixed, predefined. Public means it can be accessed outside, like whatever is available in this class that can be accessed with other classes as well. And the name of class is rectangle. Right, now here I'm going to define a method. Okay, so what I'm going to write, public void area. Okay, so this way I'm going to create this method. Now for area calculation, you know, we need variables. So I'm creating decimal, length equals to 5.5 and breadth equals to 6. So this way you can create your variables. So these are variables which I am creating. So I am creating variables in this method only. So this I am defining method. So this area, this block will be considered as a method. This whole block is a method, and inside this block, this statement which I am writing. So here this decimal is basically data type, and length and breadth are variables. Okay, now we need to do some calculation here. So what you can do, you can write decimal, then a equals to length into breadth. And then if you want to display the result, so you can write system.debug. Now one more thing, in Apex you can use single quotes only. You cannot use double quotes. So this way you will be writing your code. Okay, so right now these statements are available. Okay, so we created two variables here and one below, and which is storing area calculated, and this way we are displaying it. Okay, so here I see an issue. So this way you can see if there is any issue, if there is any error, so this way it will available. So I just did a typo, so that's why it is showing this error. So what I need to do, I just need to copy it and I can paste it, right? So now this error will be resolved. So I just told you, like whenever you save your code, so it will be checking your errors automatically. If there is any error, so it will be identified, and through the system.debug, whatever result you get, you can display. And if error is there, you won't be able to save your code. Right, now this code is created. Class we have implemented. So in this class we have one method, that is area. Now how to run this method? So what you need to do, you need to create an instance. So rectangle, then rec equals to new rectangle, and here you can write rec dot area and parenthesis. So this way you will be able to call the method. So here what we are doing, we are creating instance, and here what we are doing, we are calling the method. Okay, so this way you will be able to call the method. Now we just want to run these two statements from here, from anonymous window. So I'm just selecting them and clicking on execute highlighted and clicking on open logs, right? So I hope now you are able to see these two buttons. So I'm just clicking on execute highlighted. So logs will be opened and there I will be able to see the result. So here you can see area is 33.0 and this was the value 5.5 and 6. So this way you can simply implement your classes, and inside the class you will be having the method, and inside method you will be implementing the business logic. Right? Now, why I use this public? So public basically I use so that if you want to call this class method into any other class, so public means it will be available outside the class, right? So if you want to use your class method into another class, so you just need to write public. You can write private as well. Okay. Now, this void is basically a return type. So this void is a return type. So just ignore it as of now. Later, in some of the example, we will be like using it in proper way. So right now you need to use void for every method and public as well. And this name can change. Like if you want to calculate parameters, so you can use parameter as a method name, and then you will be able to implement. So if I copy it and I want to define one more method, so this way I will be able to. So here I can write perimeter. Okay, so I just need to change this. P equals to 2 into length plus breadth. So this way I can define multiple methods as well. So here perimeter will be displayed on the UI, right? So this is our method 1 and this is our method 2. So this way any number of methods you will be able to implement. And if you want to call this method as well, so what you need to do, again go to anonymous window. Now here with the same instance you will be able to call it this way. So now with the same instance area will be calculated and the perimeter will also be calculated, right? So you can just select all three statements, click on execute highlighted, and a new log will be opened, and if you click on debug only, so you will see area as well as perimeter, right? So this way you can implement two separate methods and you can call them this way, right? So this way I just explained you how we can create class and how we can create method. Method will be containing the business logic actually. Now one more feature is available that is basically known as constructor. So basically constructor is also similar to method, but the difference is constructor name should be always same as class name. Then it is called and executed automatically when a class is instantiated, right? And we can define two types of constructor, default and parameterized. Okay. Now what I am going to do, if you want to have constructor in your class, so I'm just copying this code and I'm going to create new class. So here I'm writing rectangle with constructor, right? And I'm going to copy the inner part, right? So this code I'm copying and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so this is my different class. Why I pasted? Because I don't want to modify this code. So it is separate. Now here I will be implementing constructor and will show you how we can use it. So here you can see we are declaring this variable twice, in area, in perimeter as well, right? So if you want to create your variable here, so what you can do, just copy this and you can paste it here. And instead of filling values, you can write it like this. Okay, now from here you can remove it. From here you can remove it. And after this variable creation, I'm going to define a method. So public, and that method will be constructor. So constructor name will be same as class. So this way I will be defining length equals to 5.5, breadth equals to 6, right? So this is basically a constructor. Okay, so now what we have two different methods along with constructor. So I'm just removing this extra white space. so that we can see all the code in single page. So here we have these variables. So if you create variable outside any method, so those variables can be used by all the methods, right? So here you can see this is constructor, and constructor will be called automatically. That constructor will be initializing these values with 5.5 and 6. Then area will be calculated and perimeter will be calculated. So I'm just saving this code. And I'm just copying this, and here I'm pasting it. So name of class is rectangle with constructor. So you need to write it, copy it, paste it here as well. Right now we need to run these three statements. Okay, because we created new class, so that class name we need to use for this instance creation. Method name can be same. So two different classes can use same methods. That doesn't make any difference. Now I'm clicking on execute highlighted. So logs are opening. If I click on debug only, so you can see same results are available, right? So we didn't provide values in the method. We provided value in the constructor, and constructor always runs whenever you create this instance, right? But while we'll be implementing real-time scenarios, so we won't be using constructors much. But as a developer, you should know what is constructor. That's why I just demonstrated it, right? So at the last, I will show you the correct approach that we will be using frequently, so that whatever I am explaining here, you can just understand. But later on, the last approach you have to remember for always. Okay, so I just explained default constructor. Now I'm going to show you how parameterized constructor work. So what I'm going to do here, I'm creating two parameters. So decimal L and decimal B. And here instead of 5.5, I am assigning L, and here I am assigning B, and I'm saving the code. So what will happen, this constructor will be receiving values from like instance creation. So from here you can pass any two values. So I'm passing 4, 5. So what will happen, 4 will go to L, that will be assigned to length, and 5 will go to B, and that will be assigned to breadth. And then later area and perimeter will be using those two variables for calculation. Okay, so now I'm going to run these three lines and clicking on execute highlighted. So logs are opening. If I click on debug only, so here you can see the result. So what is the difference between default and parameterized constructor? So in case of default constructor, always value will be same. But in case of parameterized constructor, whatever instance you create, you can pass different values, right? So if you create two different instances, so you can pass two different values. But in case of in case of default constructor, values will be same, right? So this way, I hope you understood the use of constructor. So one way is to implement your code like this. No constructor, all the variables will be created in particular method that you are using. So this is first approach, which is also used commonly. This is second approach, where you have constructor, and through constructor you are setting the values, and then you are implementing the methods. Okay, now if I go forward, so we have third approach. So here we need to distinguish static and non-static methods, right? So right now whatever methods we are creating, those are non-static, because we have not used any static keyword. So now I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to create new Apex class. So I'm creating rectangle static demo. So this is my third class, and here also I'm going to paste these two methods. So I'm just copying them, and here I'm going to paste it, right? So we have two methods, no constructor, right? That is not required here. But here I'm going to define my methods as static. So this is the approach which we use frequently. We create all the methods static. Now you might be thinking, what is the reason to create method as static? So if we create methods as static, so those static methods you will be calling differently. So I'm just saving the code. and opening this anonymous window, and here I'm going to write the code. So I'm just copying it and pasting it here. So rectangle, the name of class is rectangle static demo. Okay, so here I am writing it, rectangle static demo, copying and pasting it, right? So okay, sorry, here we don't need to use it. So I'm just going to show you how we'll be implementing it. So I'm just copying this class name, and in case of static method you need to use class name, and then you can just call the methods directly. Use the class name and call the method directly. So this is the easiest approach, because when we'll be linking our Apex code with trigger, so in trigger basically we will be using this approach only. We directly will be calling the methods. We won't be creating the instance, right? So if you want to create instance, then you need to call the method. So your method should be non-static. If you want to call your method directly with the name of class without creation of instance, so your method should be static. So now I'm selecting these two lines and clicking on execute highlighted. So you will see logs are opening, and if I click on debug only, so here you can see same results are available. So all three approaches are giving same results, but the implementation way is different. So here we have two methods which are non-static, right? I'm repeating everything. So here we have two methods which are non-static. If I go, so how to call non-static methods? This is the approach. Create the instance, and then only through that instance you will be able to call the methods. Second was to create constructor to set the values, and then in the method you can just apply the logic. So how to call it? So this is the way. In the constructor you need to pass the value, and then you can call the methods. Again, here methods are non-static. Now this is the third approach which is used most of the time. 90% code will be implemented using static methods, right? And here you will be calling the methods directly with the name of class. Okay, so in trigger all the methods you will be defining static. If you are writing test classes, then also you will be writing static methods, right? So going forward, everything whatever we will be implementing, that we'll be implementing with the help of static keyword, right? Okay, so if we go through the summary, so what we understood right now, now we know how to open developer console, we know how to use anonymous window, we know how to create Apex classes with constructor, Apex classes with multiple methods. We know the difference between static and non-static method, like how to implement non-static method and how to implement static method. And I explained you one example, area and perimeter. So now I'm going to show you one more example, which is calculate simple interest. So I'm going to create new file. And here I'm going to show you how we can use static directly. So you can write public static void and calculate. Now here you can write variables, decimal, principal, let's say 50,000, then rate of interest 10%, and time equals to 3 years, right? Now if you want to calculate simple interest, so again you will be creating a variable, and you will be applying the formula. So principal into rate of interest into time, and this you need to divide by 100. So this is the formula to calculate simple interest. Now here if you want to show the result on the in the logs, so you can use system.debug. Now here you will be writing simple interest equals to, then plus SI, right? So this is the syntax for system.debug. Okay, so whatever you want to display as is, just enclose it in single quotes, then use a plus and then variable. Then again if you want to write something, so again you can use it like this. So we will practice it later on as well, because this is the first class. So here I am just going to explain all the basics only. So I just implemented this simple interest class. Now I'm going to run it. So if I want to run it, so I'm writing simple interest, then dot calculate. That's it. Because my method is static, right? So if you want to call your method without instance creation, without variable creation, directly through the class name, then your method should be static. And this is the mostly used approach. Okay, so I'm just selecting this statement and clicking on execute highlighted. And here you can see logs are getting generated. I'm clicking on debug only. So here you can see 15,000 is the simple interest. So this way result is available and it is perfectly fine. So this way, like whenever you have any problem, so you will be implementing it in such a way. Now, if I go to our exercise sheet, so here you can see those who are new to this bootcamp joining for the first time. So we have this sheet, and this sheet link is available in the video description. You can get it from there. And this sheet is having all the exercises. So we are on day 32 of this bootcamp. So whatever I have demoed in the session listed here, so you need to practice those. And I have like given a different scenario that you can also implement using all three ways: using static method, using non-static method, and using non-static along with constructor. Right? So all three ways you need to apply so that you can strengthen your programming skills. Right? If you want link of the sheet, so I'm going to share it in the chat. So I'm just pasting the link of our exercise sheet so that you can just have it. And whatever we will be discussing and whatever you have to practice. So for beginners, this exercise sheet is very important. I am getting very positive feedback about this sheet. Right, so this is a summary that we understood in this session. So if you are a beginner or intermediate, so I would request, please follow all the session consistently, do all the practice, whatever I demonstrate you in the session, right? And do join the Telegram groups. So we have two Telegram groups. One is for broadcasting and one is for doubts. So I just pasted link of both here in the chat. So you can just follow. And EMEA Java playlist link is available in the Excel sheet. So here is the Excel sheet, which is our session tracker. So here you can see this link is available. So from here you can get it. And if you want to have the session tracker link, so I am also going to share it in the chat so that you can have this. So session tracker link is also important. So just have it with you. Okay, so share this information with lots of beginners, learners, so that they can get benefit of this bootcamp, because I don't think anyone else other than me is doing any bootcamp where we are learning everything from the beginning, right? So this is a great opportunity for you. And initially sessions will be very easy, but later on it will get difficult. So if you follow all the sessions properly and do all the practice, so you will be able to understand the things properly. Okay, so now I open the forum for you. If you have any question, you can just ask those questions in the chat. And if you have asked question earlier as well, so please you can paste again, because I have a long chat today. So just paste. Okay, so there is one question. Do we need to know OOPS concept from Java? So in tomorrow's session, as you can see in the sheet, so in tomorrow's session, I will be discussing about the object-oriented programming features, and I will be discussing about the data types, right? So we will be focusing on data types tomorrow, as well as OOPS concepts. Okay, so SK is saying good session, missed some previous session. So no worries, all the previous session links are available here. So this session tracker is having everything, right? And it will remain live forever. Yes, Sam, if you complete that playlist, so you will be understanding things very well. So just do this. So if we talk about external libraries, yes, in LWC we can import. So Nishant is asking, please explain constructor. So here I have explained the constructor. So this is the constructor, Nishant, and constructor basically runs automatically whenever we create instance. So at this line, whenever this line will be executing, constructor will be running automatically. And this 4 and 5 will be assigned to this LB, and L and B will be assigned to length and breadth. So those who are beginners, don't worry. Don't say I'm a fresher, I'm a beginner. I know if you are a beginner, you need to do lots of practice. And you can see I just started from the very beginning, right? So you just need to implement, you need to understand, because these are simple mathematical calculation. You just need to follow the syntax. And you can see in all the examples, syntax is same. You need to have a class name, then public static void is same. You need to have a method name. Then this logic you need to write as per the requirement. So as you do more and more practice, you will be able to understand. So Divya, constructor basically we use to initialize values. So here we have two variables, length and breadth. So if you want to initialize values into these two variables, so from anonymous window here, you can see we are passing these two values 4 and 5, and these values are going to L and B, and through L and B, we are assigning them into length and breadth. So these length and breadth are class variable which are accessible here in area as well as in parameter method. Okay, so Sachin is asking, why do we create instance of the class? So instance of the class we create so that we can call the method. If you want to call the method, so we have two ways. One, to call it through instance, another to call it through class name. If you want to call it through class name, so you need to define it as static. Yes, Robin, admin portion is necessary for development. No, main method is not required in Apex. So Deepak, scope is local. Here, yeah, for instance variable that we created in constructor, that those can be accessible by any method. And we didn't discuss about static variable. We discussed about static method. Yeah, so Ashok is asking, I'm saying constructor executed automatically. So you can see with this instance, like I am not calling that constructor. It is executed automatically. I am not calling it like this, similar to method. So methods I am calling, but I am not calling constructor like this. Satya, no, in real time, we don't use constructor for static method. No, we cannot combine static and parameterized constructor. Thank you, VK. So Java playlist you can see side by side. Thank you, Praveen. So I would request everybody to do practice whatever I explained today and just try to discuss these things in the Telegram group, right? Because these are very basic things. Class is like people are asking what is class. So basically, if you see here, class is a container. Class is a container for methods. In Apex, if you want to define any method, so you need to define a class. Now you say what is method? So method is a block where you write a business logic. So if you have more than one business logic, so you will be having two methods. If you have three logic, three methods will be there, and all these methods will be enclosed in the class. Thank you, Deepak, for appreciating. Yes, there is another way to execute. We have triggers. So right now we are just begin the learning. So that's why this we are executing through anonymous window. So later on we will be calling these methods through trigger. So just have faith in me. After 4 or 5 weeks, you will be able to understand everything clearly, right? So don't have panic. Believe in me. This is first class. Do practice. Just understand the terminology. Don't think about the future, right? So whatever I just explained, just focus on that so that you can understand the things, right? And I'm sure if you do regular practice, if you will be consistent, so you will be able to understand the things. Right, and I'm happy to see like in my this is my 32 number session, and I can see more than 1000 views I got to this session, and this is huge. And you can see concurrent viewers are more than 200, so this makes this bootcamp a success, and I'm very happy. And you can see lots of people joined regularly, like those are available here. So I'm happy like people are joining and learning. And the way I explained today's session, all the session will be explained in the same way in the detail, and I will be demonstrating each and everything in detail to you. So have faith in me and follow the session properly. So here you can see Excel sheet is available, and all the sessions are already listed here. So you can see whole 3 weeks plan is there. So week by week, day by day, we will be doing all the practice. I will be explaining all the theoretical concepts along with the demonstration. We'll give you exercises as well. So if you do those, you will be able to understand things quite well. Right? So I'm doing lots of efforts for the whole community. So if you believe in me, then you can join the sessions on daily basis. If not, then it is your choice. I can't force, but sessions will be happening throughout the year. So if you want to join, be regular. If you are not regular, then I can't help, right? Because everything is connected. So if like I don't think anybody in paid course also won't be able to explain things in such details. So if you want to understand, if you have the opportunity to learn these things for free of cost, so just utilize and grab this. And I just post one LinkedIn post where I told everybody like I learned development at zero cost myself, but you have the opportunity like someone on daily basis teaching coding to you. So I think this is a huge opportunity for you, right? And you never know when there will be an opportunity for job. And if you are already doing a job, so you just need to know the all the basic concepts so that you can excel on the projects, right? So I can say this much. And do practice, and I hope in tomorrow's session, whenever you will be doing practice, you will have some questions, so I will be answering those questions as well. So just share this link, Sanjay Gupta Tech School YouTube channel, and soon you will see this channel will become the leading channel, because everything I am delivering free of cost, and other boot camps will be happening in the same style. So we will be having the whole session planned day wise, and different trainers will be coming on this platform, and they will be sharing their knowledge with you, right? So I don't think anybody else is doing this in technical world. Yeah, everything, Pratik, everything I will be explaining. So I already told you like Excel sheet is there. So with this, like I just want to say thank you everybody. Like you joined today's session and made this session a success. And I request everybody to join sessions on daily basis so that you can understand more and more. And all the sessions will be recorded. Recordings will be available in the Excel sheet. So anytime if you want to revise the things, you can just go through the recording. Okay. So thank you so much. You took your time and listened to me for more than 1 hour. So I am happy. Like so much learners are learning Salesforce free of cost, and I am able to create lot of like consultants for this ecosystem, so that whenever there will be lots of job available, or like recently like jobs are available, I can see Capgemini is going to hire some freshers and experienced candidates. So like keep an eye on LinkedIn, there are opportunities available. So if you are good with the programming, then only you can crack the development role. And we have a project as well, so all the development stuff we will be doing with that project. Okay, so if you have not completed that project recruitment application, so that project is available at these sessions like day 16 to 21. So those who are new to this bootcamp joined through development only. So we will be continuing this project only, which is admin project. So in this sheet, it is available day 16, and you can see at row number 4, Salesforce project link is also available. So you can just go through this link and start implementing everything I explained in these 6 sessions. So if you have not followed, so you can just implement this. Right, so just share this information with everybody so that people can utilize this opportunity. Okay guys, so if you want to drop off, you can. Thank you so much, and I will be online for 5 more minutes, so that if anybody is having any question, otherwise you can leave. And I will be providing tomorrow's link here in the sheet soon, and link will be shared on the Telegram group, channel, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. Right, so you can just follow, and don't forget to practice this if you are a beginner. Right, and today's session link is available here as well, so just practice everything. If you have any difficulty, just go through the recording. Everything is available free of cost. You just need to do 2 things. You need to do consistent practice, and you need to find some time. If you are able to do these 2 things, you will be able to learn coding. Okay, and don't think you yourself is doing. I am also doing this with you. So I am doing content creation consistently, and I am finding time for you so that I can deliver this. So if I can do without any reason, so you have a reason, so you can do that for sure. So Aparna, we will be discussing function of class in upcoming session, so you will be able to understand. So today, just implement whatever I explained. So tomorrow I will be explaining OOPS concepts. So I will try to have more theoretical content related to OOPS concept, so that you can understand. Yes, VV Babu, you can continue. So Ashok, can you ask your question again? Yes, Divya, I explained in depth. I can't go beyond this, because otherwise it will take a lot to complete this bootcamp. So I tried to explain everything in detail. So just go through the recording, listen everything patiently. You will be able to understand. So Vishambar just asked this question in the Telegram group. Yes, Satya, integration will be covered. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Good to see you in the session. So Sandhya, admin certification preparation, if you want to do, I just did a session on that, and you can I can plan more sessions for interview prep as well. So why we execute anonymous window, so that we can run our class methods. If you want to run your class methods, so you need to run them through execute anonymous window. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you, Shashi. So Dheeraj, just practice. I will be recapping everything what I explained today, tomorrow as well. So just do practice. So don't worry about constructor. We won't be using constructor much. If you didn't understand, you can just forget it. You can just remember what is the purpose of constructor, right? Or if you want to learn it more, so maybe in tomorrow's example I will have one more time constructor, so that you can understand it more clearly. So system.debug is important so that we can show the results, like if we want to show the value, because right now we did everything in the backend. We didn't connected our Apex with the front end. So if you want to see the results, so for that purpose, you need to use system.debug. Thank you, Vishambar. Rajesh, yeah, you can just give it a try. If you get a job, that is good. Thank you, Bharti. Thank you, Aparna. Thank you so much for believing in my sessions. Yes, Ashwaraj, we can fetch custom labels. So you can find something uh, on Google like how to fetch custom labels. So Deepak, if you want to have confidence, like this is first session and you are saying you are not getting confidence. So if you are implementing something, then you can say you didn't try and you are saying I'm not getting confidence. So you won't be having. Do practice. First do practice, follow for at least 2 3 weeks. You will be having confidence. Through practice, you will have the confidence. Yes, Ankur, everything will be covered. We will be doing Apex testing as well. Thank you, Sikandar. Yeah, yes, Gharat. So soon, day by day, you will have more confidence. Thank you, Ramcharan. Thank you, Rajesh. So I think now I can just take a leave. I can see lots of folks attended the session. So I just want to take a screenshot so that I can share it with everybody. Okay, so thank you so much for joining this session, and I hope you understood uh, lots of things through this session. So thank you, and see you tomorrow.